What's up, everybody? So, trying to amp myself up today because we have to do some unfortunate stuff. You know, I have a little chicken farm and sometimes it's not all fun and games. I have over 30 chickens. 7 of them are roosters, so 6 of them have to go. We have a really good rooster, Tammy, and Tammy is a very good protector. The other day we were out here, Tammy said, "Woo!" And all the hens went and took for cover. 5 seconds later, hawk came sweeping by, saved all the hens. So we gotta keep Tammy. Anyway, the rest of them, instead of just killing them, they're gonna go in the freezer, and I'm gonna show you the process today. Thank you very much. I'm hoping that you like this kind of content because I'm gonna show you some more of it. Anyway, check it out. You know what? One of the most unfortunate things about having to slaughter the roosters is they're so pretty and they're so cool and they're majestic creatures. I'm definitely gonna get a rooster tattooed on me pretty soon. I love all my animals, but you know, it's the circle of life. I'm definitely a meat eater, so I think anybody that eats meat at least should know where your meat is coming from. So is it better to buy your meat from a mass industrial farm where these animals never have any life and they're just cooped up in little cages their entire life and fed food on a conveyor belt until it's time for the slaughter? Or is it better to raise your own food, and when the time comes, you take responsibility, you take that action, and you process your own meat? It ain't for the faint of heart, I'm gonna tell you. But anyway, I'm gonna show y'all a little bit of the process before we get started so you can have an idea of how this whole thing works. All right, so this is the first part of the process, and it's definitely the most brutal and the part that I do not enjoy the most. This is the killing cone. All right, so when we get a hold of our chicken, we're gonna hold it by the legs. It's gonna go in this cone. We're gonna pull the head out of the bottom of the cone, and then it's as simple as just whack their heads right off. That way all the blood's gonna drain right on out, and you leave them, we'll tie them up upside down somewhere, and then that bird is gonna sit there and drain all the blood out. And after that, we're gonna talk about the next part. All right, so now, after we've done the actual killing of the chicken, which is something I'll tell you again, it's something that's not pretty, you know? The good thing about it is it takes the chicken out immediately, so there's not a lot of suffering going on. The next step, after we've tied them up, let the blood all drain out, we are going to scorch them in some nearly boiling water. It's not completely boiling. We're gonna grab them by the feet, dunk them in, swirl them around, and get the feathers all loosened up. And after that, we are gonna put them in the chicken defeatherer. This is the first time I've ever used this. Normally we do it by hand. That's what we all grew up doing. Now, I'm gonna show you that. All right, this is what we're gonna use to scorch the chickens, and this is the infamous chicken plucker. So this thing's gonna spin around really fast. I'm gonna get the water hose in there, and you're gonna put the chicken after they've been scorched in there, and it will magically remove the feathers in a matter of seconds. So pretty excited about this. I know it's a pretty medieval looking device, but honestly, anything that will make this process go a little bit quicker, I am down for. Okay guys, so after we're done killing the chickens, we're done scorching the chickens, we're done plucking the chickens, it's time to process them. So we're gonna go in there, we're gonna cut open their belly, and we're gonna remove all the guts and everything from the inside. And we're gonna clean it up, cut off any unnecessary fat and skin that might be hanging around the neck area and all that. And Most of them, because a couple of them are pretty small chickens, we're going to just keep them whole, and then we're going to cook whole chickens when it comes down to that. I think for about 3 of them, we're going to cut them all up, cut the leg quarters, the wings, cut the breast, separate the white and the dark meat. That way it'll be easier to go whenever we pull it out of the freezer and don't want to de-thaw a whole chicken. Special thanks to everybody that's been watching. I know normally it's tattoo content, but today I thought it'd be pretty interesting to show y'all what we got going on here. I'm gonna tell you right now, it is almost June in Wilmington, North Carolina. I know it's about to get dark and spooky in here, guys. I'm just grabbing some mealworms for my chickens. I don't know about y'all, but down here it gets like 50 degrees. We are all in sorts. We want the heat to come back. Then when the heat comes back, then we're all crying about how hot it is. So anyway, I know that's how it goes. So I'm gonna call in some of my birds right now. Come on. These birds just love to eat some mealworms. Anyway, man, I love my flock of chickens. Like I said, we just cannot have 7 roosters. So unfortunately, that's why this has to happen. All right, next step is going to be the process. We about to get this show on the road, man. Yeah, see, Tammy's actually pretty happy about it. You know, roosters really don't like competition. Ain't that right, Tammy? Yeah, roosters really don't like competition. And the bad part is, see, Tammy feels some type of way. I'm trying to tell you, Tammy agrees. Being that Tammy's the dominant rooster in my flock, we have got to keep him happy. He's such a good rooster. The other day, we were all standing out here, and he goes, and every single one of the hens ran and took cover. So they ran and took cover right underneath the blackberry vines. And this was amazing. Every single one of them, we're talking about 29 chickens, all took cover under the vines. So it's very important to have a rooster, and you want that rooster to be happy and let him do his job. If you have 7 roosters, it's gonna be chaos. We're gonna have chicken fights all the time, and that's not something we do over here. So anyway, thanks guys for watching. We're about to get down to business, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, here we go. The next half is gonna be the process. Thank y'all for watching. Okay guys, so I was, talking a big game and everything, but the truth of the matter is, when it comes down to this kind of stuff, Nicole over here is the one that does I just can't do it. I'm a big wuss when it comes to this. So she's gonna go in here and catch this chicken real quick. This chicken is an absolute spaz, so it's just what it is. It's a rooster. Alright, so we got our rooster right here. He is about to go in the cone. unfortunate for him, but it's just the way things go. It's gonna happen pretty quick, but yeah, it's nice knowing you, buddy.
Sorry, little buddy.
Yep.
Alright, so we're gonna try to get down to the skin, get him some of these feathers, and then just try to do a real quick
Good Lord have mercy. Oh. All right, so now we have the chicken neutralized. We are gonna hang it up on this pole right here and let it finish draining all the way out. Well, it's a shame this guy is a really pretty rooster, but unfortunately, we just don't have space for him. So this one's gonna hurt me just as much as it's gonna hurt you. Probably not hurt me. It's a real damn shame because this rooster is so pretty. Look at the coloring on this guy. Sorry, buddy. Well, there we have it, guys. Not too pretty, but it's something you gotta do. You know, if you're not comfortable with this kind of thing, maybe you should try to be a vegan. But this is how meat is. This is how you get the meat. Anyway, off to the next step. Now this chicken's gonna go in the water. Water's not quite boiling, it's about 170 degrees. And when we take this thing out of there, the feathers are gonna just fall right off in the chicken plucker. All right. I think our chicken plucker is a little small, but hopefully it will work. I think it's really like a duck plucker.
or a pheasant plucker.
All right, baby.
Alright,
Fire in the hole.
fire in the hole. Ready?
Yep.
Spray water on that.
It's working. Should have cut the feet off. All right, pull it out. Well, unfortunately, our chicken plucker, I think, is for a pheasant or a Tweety bird or something. So we're gonna have to pull all these feathers off by hand, which I was not trying to do, but it ain't that hard. Anyway. So now we got the chicken defeathered. Now we're gonna have to cut them open and remove all the unnecessary guts. so it looks a little more like this. Kind of like a chicken that you might see on your grocery store shelf. All right. God almighty damn. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, if you've never slaughtered a bunch of chickens and butchered them, it'll really humble you. Think about every time you go to Chick-fil-A, go to Bojangles, KFC, someone along the lines had to get that chicken and process it, pluck it, and do all these things to it. I know they got big machines, but y'all think about it from now and then. When you're eating a piece of steak, when you're eating some shrimp, think about that guy that was out there on that shrimp boat. Back-breaking work, all day in the sun, salt, storms. Think about the piece of chicken you ate. Think about how much it took to get that chicken from that farm to your plate. Guys, I haven't done that since the last time I did it. And the last time I did it was probably about 2 years ago. And I'll tell you, every time I forget how much work goes into it. I mean, it's a process, but you know what? When you sit down to eat that meal and you know where it came from, you know how much work went into it, it just brings about a whole new sense of appreciation. So anyway, guys, let me show you how these chickens turned out. And until next time.
You're now indoctrinated into the crunchy lifestyle.
Y'all, I appreciate you so much for watching. It means a lot to me. And please know, my intention for this video is strictly for educational purposes. I really, really, really want y'all to know what it takes to get that meat on your plate. I'll tell you, it's not fun. It's not something I enjoy doing. I really, really, really love my animals. I've raised those chickens from eggs. I've hatched them from my hens. And to have to do it is something that takes a lot of strength. You have to know that this is nature and this is how we eat. You know, and if you are a meat eater, this is how your meat gets to your plate in the best case scenario. Most of the times it doesn't happen like this on these big factory farms. They're totally inhumane. Like I said, these chickens right here only have one bad day, and it's like you saw, it's over very quick, and their bodies will become nourishment to us and my family. And I really appreciate y'all watching. Stay tuned. Please leave in the comments. I know this might be a controversial video, but you know what? I'll hear your concerns. The good comments, the bad comments, it doesn't matter. Leave whatever. I really appreciate y'all watching, and I will catch you next time. Thanks.